My name is Steven Toro, and today we're going to be examining happiness and labor in Scandinavia. Scandinavia, I didn't really know a lot about them. Me being a UW student in Seattle, Washington, the United States, to be frank, I really just didn't know about them other than that they were constantly ranked in top 10 for just about everything: education, healthcare, life satisfaction, so on and so forth. And that's what I wanted to learn about. And I got the opportunity to do that this quarter. I'm going to talk a little bit about the data, and then hopefully you guys get a lesson out of this, some kind of significance from it. Scandinavia is able to do this because, two important factors being the egalitarian principles that they practice there, and also the economic prosperity, this economic boom that's happening that I don't think a lot of people know about. But we'll get into that in a bit. When I took a class, I started telling some of my friends that I was taking this class, and immediately the first question I got was, what is Scandinavia? So my research today that I'm going to be presenting to everyone is, it's on Iceland, Norway, Sweden, Finland, and Denmark. And I wanted to look at the hard numbers, right? The hard facts. And so I looked at the OECD Better Life Index. I took jobs, well-being, life balance rather, and life satisfaction. The average global percentage of people that are working within their country is around 67%. At the bottom, we have Finland, which is 69%, which is already above average, and Iceland, 86%, which is well above average, which is phenomenal. And I also looked at, like I said, work-life balance, which tries to explain how many people are working the long hours. Maybe not something that's the most enjoyable, right? The average is 14%, and it's right there at average at 15%. The rest, though, are at 1%, 2%, 3%, also really great. So there are a lot of people working, but they're not working, super long hours that's gonna get in the way of them enjoying their lives. And of course, that transfers to the life satisfaction. They are among the best in the world when it comes to life satisfaction. The average global percentage of life satisfaction is 63%. Here they're at 75%. And that's really incredible. The Happy Planet Index gives information on well-being, basically life satisfaction. And I looked at inequality as well, which tries to explain, how big the gap is between the high class and low class people. And there's a lot of equality there, as well as high rates of satisfaction. In fact, from the top 10 positions, they take half of those spots. From 140 countries, they are in the top 10 constantly. So the reason they're able to thrive so much is because they're socially democratic. I have a good quote up here that you can look at, which helps explain that. But in my own words, I'd say that a socially democratic government is one that listens to their people when there is a concern or demand. They actually go out of their way to listen and provide solutions to the problem. And this, helps explain the egalitarianism that comes along with Scandinavia. So they try to take care of their people, see everyone as equal, and they provide benefits such as healthcare for all. Spending your hard-earned cash on just medical bills, you can spend it somewhere elsewhere. Ministry for Social Affairs, where there are concerns for majorities and even minorities, they help bring that out, social concerns, right? Gender budgeting tries to create a good playing field in which there's similar opportunity, similar wages, and really level experience for both men and women. And there's paid maternity and paternity leave, which is also unique in that we can see other countries, they impose the responsibility of raising the child on the woman, but here the men are expected to go home and help raise the child, and are actually eager to do so. There's paid sick leave, and my favorite part, free education. That's really important too, because the studies have shown in countries where there are a lot of people that are educated, there's a strong economy. And this is going to be a good indicator for how strong the economy is in Scandinavia as well. There's three main points why Scandinavia is unique that I think really helps them, and that is the efficiency with resources. When we look at sustainable practices, that's something that's important. And I bring that up because in inner cities where they don't stress this, there's degradation, which then consequently turns into degradation of the economy. They're trying new things with solar power and wind energy and hydroelectric power and so on and so forth. Finland trying, they're minimalist in that instead of maybe using, lights to look to like be in a room, they'll just use natural light or different forms of irrigation to not be wasteful. There's also, ecological institutionalism, which is when a government implements a policy that takes care of the land. So when you're taking care of the land, you're also taking care of the people on that land. Further, there's job availability. Popular companies like Volvo, IKEA, H&M, Lego, Nokia, Bluetooth, they're all there. And that's something I didn't know at first. And that just goes to show just how powerful they're becoming, how many opportunities there are there, an entrepreneurial drive. There's innovation there, technology. People are starting new companies there. That's going to help people. And of course, there's economic freedom that is, among the best of the world, which, they have a supportive government, business integrity, and, monetary freedom, which in and of itself is a recipe for success. And a welcoming reputation. If someone has nowhere else to go, they'll go to Scandinavia, join the workforce, and that in turn helps Scandinavia as well for their economy. So how it's done? Well, they spend money on socializing with others. They're happy because they're using their money from work to try out new things, be with their family, go on trips. They're not spending it on the most expensive house or the big, the nicest car, like maybe everyone else would, right? They want to do something that's going to enrich their lives. They take work seriously, but not too seriously. What I mean with that is, when they are at work, they get things done, and they don't work the super long hours because, again, studies show the last few hours of a very long shift, you're the least productive. And paying higher taxes that will go towards a welfare state, when you say that in places like here, the US, that's really scary to say. It's almost like blasphemy, right? But there it's expected, and it's okay, it's accepted, because it goes towards services that takes care of the citizen, it takes care of their children, it takes care of the grandparents out of there, provides services that are really needed, and they're grateful for it. And there's also a focus on empowerment. And I think that that is one of the most important parts, because when you are empowered at work, when you feel like you have a purpose there, and that you're respected, then you're gonna take that home too. As my dad, he always told me, the greatest asset to a company is not the CEO, the CFO, not the product or the service that they give out or they provide. It's the people that market the business. It's the people that show that they love working there, and in this case, that show they love that they live in Scandinavia as well. They love where they work, they love where they live, and that's really obvious from the rankings. And you know what? That's something I'd like to explore myself someday, maybe. Thank you for your time.